Stunning surprise from one of the world's most glamorous women, Angelina Jolie, haunted by her mother's death and armed with the knowledge that she was at very high risk for breast cancer, announcing she had both breasts removed and signaling all women who face the difficult choice, it does not change who you are. Here's ABC's Paula Ferris.
She is the epitome of Hollywood glamour and beauty, voted the most beautiful woman in the world many times over. But now Angelina Jolie has joined the growing ranks of American women who have tested positive for a high-risk breast cancer gene and taken the radical step of a preventive double mastectomy. In the New York Times today, she writes her doctors estimated she had an 87% risk of breast cancer and a 50% risk of ovarian cancer. So she did it for her children. I've always told them not to worry, but the truth is, I carry a faulty gene, BRCA1. Up to 380,000 women carry a faulty breast cancer gene. 36% take the path of Jolie, like Megan Considine, a mother of two.
She's just like me. She's a mom. She finds out she has this gene and she has to make decisions.
And you make those decisions for your kids.
You make them for your kids, you make them for your husband, you make them for yourself.
Jolie's 3-month mastectomy and reconstructive process began in February. She kept it private and carried on with her work. Here she is on the red carpet in February, just days after what we now know was her first procedure. In March, 10 days after major surgery to have breast tissue removed, she takes a humanitarian trip to the Congo. In April, not long before that final surgery, attending the Women in the World Summit. The next day, taking the kids shopping. She writes her chances of developing breast cancer have now dropped from 87% to under 5%. I can tell my children that they don't need to fear they will lose me to breast cancer. But the Oscar-winning actress hints she may still have to deal with a high chance of developing ovarian cancer, which claimed her mother's life at the age of 56. We often speak of mommy's mommy, and I find myself trying to explain the illness that took her away from us. Jolie's fiancé, Brad Pitt, by her side through it all, said today, "I find Angie's choice, as well as so many others like her, absolutely heroic, paving the way for all women to be bold, brave, and still beautiful." Paula Ferris, ABC News, New York.
With thanks to Paula, there were so many questions today. We heard you streamed them into us about risks and choices, and we turn now to ABC senior medical correspondent Dr. Jennifer Ashton, whose specialty is women's health. Jen, going from an 87% risk to a 5% risk is so dramatic.
That's right, and in fact, that risk now is lower than the average woman's lifetime risk of developing breast cancer,
Even
which is
if you
12%.
Don't have the gene.
That's correct. So we have to remember it goes way down, not zero, because there are still some breast cells left, but it's a major risk reduction.
And also ovarian cancer that risk can also be reduced?
Exactly. So for this type of BRCA mutation, Diane, there's an up to 50% increased risk of ovarian cancer, which can be treated with removal of the ovaries, a separate surgery.
And does insurance pay for all of this? This is thousands and thousands of dollars.
That's right. It can be incredibly expensive. The good news is that most of the time insurance does cover it, and there's increasing legislation that makes reconstructive surgery available even to women without insurance.
Pays for the test as well.
In some
cases.
And
yet you've been telling me there are so many women who have this gene who decide, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do the surgery. It's going to be waiting and watching.
That's right. And I have patients who have faced this exact decision, Diane, and it is a very complicated decision. It's highly emotional. It takes into account the woman's age, her family status, other issues. And in fact, up to 65% of women, according to a 2008 study, choose watchful waiting. But we have to remember there is a big difference between reducing the risk with surgery and increasing the possible detection of cancer with screening. Very different things.
And one person, Angelina Jolie, saying you'll be fully yourself and also fully in control if you decide to.
Increased awareness.